How's that? How's that? Is that any better? We're having bloody nightmare. It's bloody annoying. You can't trust that this. We've got the strongest Wi-Fi that BT offer you, and is it BT? What is it? What is it? Is that working? Is that working? Let me know, people, as soon as you can. Let me just reply to something quickly. Is that working? Is that working? Is it much better? Is that better? So I've just got to send a quick email. Sorry about that. It's fine now. Working. Right. Thank God for that. So let me just come out of this for a second. And I just want to go over here. How are we all? How is everyone? How you doing? What you doing? What's going on? I'm just trying to get this so I can see your comments properly alongside me. Hey, there we go. There we go. Wow. God, it seems to be whenever Nadia's not here for a coffee moaning, it all goes nuts up. Nuts up. We are live. How is everyone? Hit the thumbs up, everyone. Come on, let's just do it from the start, shall we? Darren boy, hope you're feeling better, mate. Ashley, morning. That photo was meme worthy. It's just so frustrating. I was just literally then just confirming my chat with YouTube. I don't necessarily know if this is a YouTube issue. Just listening to you whilst working at home, Kelly Davies. Between night shift and work training, it's looking all right. Nadia is at Loose Swim Erin. Nanny Di is heading over later today, so that'd be nice. Get the band back together. Is Nanny Di here? Oh, no, there's Nanny Di here. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? There she is. Hello, love. It's working. See you soon. Haha. All right, Nanny Di. Thank you, Nanny Di. I'll just keep calling you Nanny Di, but you're actually my mother. Thanks, Mum. That's a very good job to do, mowing the lawn, Kim Blanton. Do it. Now, what's the deal? What's the spiel? What's the stuff? What's going on? God, I feel like I've been up since 5 o'clock, probably because I've been up since 5 o'clock. Is anyone else struggling with sleep at the moment? I am so struggling with sleep. I keep waking up, bang on 4 o'clock, bang on 4 o'clock, can't get back to sleep, tiptoeing around, don't want to wake Nadia up. Wow, it's a bloody nightmare. Bloody nightmare. Elton John has just posted that it's his 30-year sobriety celebration day. Wow, 30 years. That's remarkable, isn't it? Remarkable. We are going to a garden centre today, Denise Nelson-Gale. You're absolutely right. We haven't had the debt result. It's coming in September, I believe. We've got quite a while. Skylee, she's been awake all night. What was I just saying? Elton John, 30 years sobriety. That is phenomenal. You've got to take your cap off to anyone who's managed to do that. I will be 16 years this October. So, so there you go, Mark Lewis. I love that. Simple and effective sleep is rubbish. Now, guess what, guys? Some of you will know that we have... hi, morning, Claire Rossreed. Some of you will know that we have the Popcorn Junkies side of the channel. Cinemas open in the UK tomorrow. I had a look at the listings, Mum, and the listings show that The Empire Strikes Back is on tomorrow night. There's a movie called Proxima. Our local cinema's reopening, and I was really worried that it might not reopen. So that's kind of good news. I'm curious to know how that's going to work, though. I'm curious to know what the experience is like, and I'm going to take you there, and we're going to experience it. I saw that curse, beware of goblins. What curse is that, Jamie Ella? Shelley Moss, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shelley. Happy birthday to you. Did I show you? Look, it came in the post today. Look at this chappy. Oh, you can't see him because it's different. Oh, very cute. St. Francis, I might be seeing that too. Did you watch Sky News interview? I haven't had a chance to watch the news yet. No, I've just been taking the news in from Apple News. But what do we make, guys, of this self-isolation being extended now to potentially 10 days? I don't think they've officially said it, have they? But it's incoming. What do you think of this 10-day isolation? I've got my theories on this. You'll see your mental state will go. Jamie Allen, what mental state? Sorry, that's very cryptic. What do you mean? You'll see your mental state will go. It's almost like a Jedi riddle, isn't it? No, this is instead of the 7-day. There's a 7-day self-isolation, isn't there? If you have the symptoms, they're extending it to 10 days. This isn't the 14 quarantine. We've got so many days that we have to think about. Andrea, crash, second wave is coming away, same as it hit Aussie. I'm fed up with all the changes. Here we go again. I'm sick of all the changes. Sorry to sound stoned. Highly advanced. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Iraq. Would you recommend it? I'll definitely go. I love recommendations. It makes me just not want to leave my house ever again. Well, here's the thing. Steph B, 10 days seems sensible to me. Probably should have been from the beginning. It does feel like a lot of decisions are being made now that should have been made a long time ago, like masks and all that kind of stuff. I know there's debates on it. But I think what's happening now is we're seeing preparations for not a second wave, but as the World Health Organization says, you know, if you think of the sea, it's not going to necessarily be a huge second wave. It's just going to be sort of swells. I think we need to get out of this language that just literally makes me run out the door with my head going, ah! Second wave, ah! Third wave. You know, it's just going to be a mighty wave. Yeah, Dr. John Campbell, Cadder Girl, said it should have been 10 days, months ago. I mean, Nadia, you know, I'm beginning to feel a little bit love lost because when I go to bed, Nadia is on the phone to John Campbell all the time, not talking to him, but listening to him. So I feel a little bit, you know, pushed out by. I feel a little bit pushed out by John Campbell, if I'm honest. He's, you know, it's got that lovely accent. Just anyway, I've had my moment. So I think we're seeing lots and lots. So the quarantine from Spain, I think they're looking at a possible quarantine from France. Alzaran, hi, Alzaran, how are you? Is that Alex who we met? I think it might be. You know, so we're seeing all these things happen. Now, there was a really interesting piece yesterday online in The Guardian. What do you think of this, guys? I want your opinions. Keep hitting the thumbs up because I just love them. I want your opinion on this. The Guardian suggested that the reason places like Taiwan, New Zealand, Singapore less, I think it's attached, isn't it, to the mainland peninsula, but minimally. The advantage we have in Britain is that we are an island. And they quoted Shakespeare. They said, we are a fortress. There's some quote that I can't remember how it goes, but we are a fortress that can fight infection. I mean, it was so sort of like, it was like Nostradamus-like in its predictions. They're saying that for just a short, sharp shock, they should stop all travel between the UK and the rest of the world. What do you think? It sounds like a dramatic solution, but if they were to do that, we have the capacity to completely remove the disease, they reckon, if then we all kind of looked up, you know, if we all then behaved ourselves. What do you think of that? Is that a bit dramatic? Yeah, Mandy Dennis said all along. Karen R, totally agree. To be honest, that sounds like a good idea, Orange Jams. I mean, I think a lot of people, look, here's the thing. I really understand people's frustrations and desire to get on holiday. And I think all of this kind of bad mouthing of people, why are they being stupid going abroad? It's like a lot of people said, and Nadia's always keen to remind others, a lot of people felt like they were losing money, didn't they? A lot of people have committed money. A lot of people are struggling to get their money back. So if you know that you're maybe furloughed and you've got money committed, you may as well go. So that's why lots of people have gone. I don't think it is just this mindless, you need to go on holiday. But there is that element of us wanting to and feeling like we ought to be able to. And I just think in the grand scheme of things, given that humanity on the planet is 2 seconds within gazillions of years, unfortunately, one summer or 1 year of no foreign holidays within a potential, you know, I don't know what, average of 83 years in all of our lives, it feels like a minimal sacrifice. And because of our geography, this could be where our island nature could really work for us. It's why it's worked for New Zealand. It's definitely why it's worked for New Zealand. It's definitely why it's worked for Taiwan. I think it's kind of the reason South Korea, if you think about South Korea, okay, they're not an island, but they have no transmission really between them and North Korea. So effectively it's an island. It's all the countries that are land barriered, you know, so Europe, obviously, you know, it's far harder to control. Now, that would involve an enormous financial support for the tourist industry. but it just strikes me, I don't know, it's like we have to entertain the unentertainable. And it just struck me as quite a sensible suggestion. Go and look online, Guardian. I think I'll put the link under here. Guardian, stop. Maybe we need to think, you know, stop all air travel or stop all tourism, just foreign tourism. And I just think we might get to that place of New Zealand where we would be the envy of the world. The envy of the world. Oh, listen to this. Look, this is Nadia coming in. Hello, I'm just live doing coffee moaning. I'm putting you on speaker. Hold on.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi, everybody.
Yeah, I'm on FaceTime now.
Oh, you're now FaceTiming. Oh, God. How do I do that and this? Hang on. Hang on. Connecting to FaceTime. It might not connect. I don't know what to do. Flip. No, flip. No, it's not working. Oh, I've lost her. Hello? No, it's not working. It's gone. We've just been sent a mock cover for our book, which I can't show you yet, but I'm going to have a look at in a minute. And my coffee's gone cold and it's insipid. Let's just see if there's, she calls again. I have to be out of here by about 10:15 because I'm picking up Nanny Di. Richard Kavanagh. Howdy, Mark and Nadia. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. You're world-class human beings. Kind regards, Richard. Hello, Nanny Di. Richard Kavanagh, you're a damn good soul. We'll take that. We'll take that compliment any day of the week. Oh, here we go. Hello, that wasn't working. That wasn't working. FaceTime. Hold on. Let me put you back on loudspeaker. Say it again.
How are you?
They're all saying hi, Nads. How are you?
It's very strange. I'm in my dressing room.
Yes.
Now I've got a massive sticker on my door saying capacity for humans, basically 1.
Wow.
And it's so sad because usually we'd all be in and out of each other's dressing rooms.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Everyone is masked everywhere in the corridor.
Wow. It's bizarre. It is
it's a bit batshit crazy.
Yeah, we're just talking about self-isolation now being increased up to 10 days if you have symptoms.
Yeah.
Quarantine, and I'm just toying with, we're just discussing the idea that the Guardian ran yesterday that really, if we want to follow in New Zealand's footsteps, we need to stop all foreign travel for a short term.
Yeah, we're talking about that on this Women's Day.
I think it's a short, sharp shock. That's the, in a way, if we did it, I feel it would make us as attractive and as sort of, people would admire us in the way that we all do New Zealand.
But what would happen, but the only way that's going to work is if when we do introduce people, we've got somewhere to isolate them. Like
well, yeah.
Hotels,
yeah, absolutely.
probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We just have to, we have to take over the hotels near to airports and use them as holding, but pay the companies that own the hotels and take them over government control.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, darling.
How many coffees has he had, Scott?
How many coffees have I had, guys? Be honest. Just one. All right, lots of love.
Love you.
Bye. Oh, bless her. So here's the thing. 10. You're right, Ashley Gardner. How did you know? Can you see it in my face? So yeah, so take control. I think you know what? I mean, it'll be interesting. Everyone go and watch Loose Women at 12:30 today, because I think it's a fascinating conversation. Here's the thing. I think people who will be anti it will be those who are sort of, I want my holiday. I think this is all about us making sacrifices. It's all about us taking a short, sharp shock. And I know we all feel that we've done that already, but there's, you know, if we really want to kick this bastard of a virus into the long grass, I think we just need to do one last thing. I think there are concerns behind the radar. I don't think the authorities are being fully transparent with us about the fear around a second wave. And I don't know if you've heard all of this stuff about parallels with the Spanish flu, that a second wave could be potentially more worrisome for younger members of society. Now, of course, that worries all of us that are below 55, or, you know, because they're talking about with the Spanish flu, apparently on the second wave, apparently there was a W-shaped wave, where when the second wave happened, more people of a younger age started to get impacted because the virus or the flu mutated. So I do think that there is a clearly latent fear. Now, I wondered whether, you know, I, like most people, thought Boris Johnson was being very confusing about this quarantine from Spain, why the figures aren't bad, but maybe they're looking at sort of, I don't know, maybe they're looking at data that's telling them that the problem incoming is a little bit more worrying than we kind of can think about or are aware of. And so, you know, it was Whitty who advised the whole Spanish kind of quarantine thing. As I say, France is on the agenda. But I do think if they're looking at things and they're trying to be preemptive, it's hard to be preemptive because as a population, we keep going, you didn't do this. And we've done it a lot. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. And I think there's a lot that they haven't done. But we have to at times wonder, maybe if they're making slightly strange decisions that seem a bit ahead of the game, maybe they are trying to get ahead of this a little bit. They need to get ahead of the story. Dr. John Ellen Jones, hi, says, Dr. John says the virus will die down when 70% have had COVID or we get a vaccine. We'll be fairly safe then. But we're only at, they think we're only at 5%, Ellen, which suggests we have to go deeper into this to get out of it. That's the thing that's worrying me. Do we need to go deeper into this in order to get out of this? Mark, if you were in charge, what 3 things would you implement now? I would implement categorically a ban on all foreign travel. I would instigate an absolutely, you know, I'd put all our efforts into test and trace, like in Singapore and South Korea. And I would, in terms of banning all foreign travel, I would, as I just said on the phone to Nadia, I would encourage the government to compensate hotel companies close to all of our airports to use as quarantine or holding pens, if you like, for people coming into the country. You have to come into the country as quarantine. I think we have to control it like that. Now, the reason it can work in New Zealand is that their population is relatively small. We've had people here talking about Guernsey and Jersey. You know, it's a relatively small population compared to the UK. But if you lock our back borders more cohesively and then push towards November, I think that would work. And I'd issue everyone with a BMX. I'm joking. I feel those would be the clear messages, and I think, you know, you would have to compensate somehow. You'd have to have a rescue package. You see, the thing is, if you have a rescue package just for the tour operators, so say you did that as a major decision, it's not going to clear the system. It's not going to clear us out in time. But say in 6 weeks it really reduced everything, and we had controllability over what was going on in our own country. You would then be able to think about not having to issue rescue packages for countless other sectors of our society, because they would start to be able to feel safer about opening up. You would, yes, have to sort of generate a huge rescue package for the tour operators and the airlines to ensure that they were solvent for the other side of it. But it just strikes me that then you're only focusing all this money that we're having to find on one sector eventually, rather than potentially trying to plug all sectors all the time. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That's my thought. Karen Burns, it is hard wearing a mask when you have asthma. You're absolutely right. It is. So self-isolation is now 10 days. You know, I keep trying to unpack the sort of hysteria in these stories. It's like yesterday, the story fell about younger people will be more at risk from the second wave. And of course, you know, as parents everywhere, that's the kind of headline you do not want to hear. I mean, you don't want to hear that anyone's vulnerable. But you certainly don't want to worry about whether your children, because children and younger adults, as we're seeing around the world, are far more difficult. It's far more difficult to say to them, refrain from any form of socializing, because this is their moment in the sun. But by the same extension, if we can take a slight sacrificial hit on not going on holiday for a year abroad, you know, it needs must. You know, if the younger population is, you know, but is a vaccine going to be ready in time? No. Do we need to go for herd immunity? I don't know. Are we only at 5% of the population that's got it? Is that true? If we need 70%, how do we make that meet? How do we get to that 70% for herd immunity? That's what I literally don't know. I literally don't know. It's hard. I mean, I think Anastasia Alexander, I think people are thinking that once we have a vaccine, that's it, but don't realize how monumentally huge a task it would be to vaccinate the entire world. Well, what's curious is, you know, the government has pre-ordered something like a quarter of a billion vaccines. They're spreading their bets across 4 different vaccines, aren't they? They've ordered 60 million of 4 different types, obviously, because the efficacy, we're worried about the efficacy of each one. If the virus mutates, how efficient are any of them? You know, one of the problems with the flu vaccine is that a lot of people end up dying who've had the flu jab that year, because the flu jab that year isn't appropriate for the flu that people are catching. You see what I mean? It's a very inexact science once you get away from the moment that a vaccine's been created, because you've got to trust that the virus that's around is the same virus that you tested the vaccine on. Bloody hell. I mean, it's it's so complicated. It's so complicated. I mean, yeah, crazy times, Jade Louisa, crazy times. I did miss one, Tricia. Mark, did you see the article about the pub in Stone, Staffordshire? I did. Massive gathering with no social distancing. And I read stuff about the fact that 200 people were in a pub crammed like sardines. I mean, that feels like madness. I mean, it really does. It really does. And I think, this is a time for everyone to audit what's going on, who they're hanging with. It's like I said before, me and Nadia, we felt we were within the guidelines when we went to Cornwall, realised we weren't. But even though we found ourselves falling outside of the guidelines, we'd observed all the social distancing we could whilst we were down there, because, of course, everyone else was, we were, we all have to remind ourselves to be really conscientious and rigorous in observing this. And so, the fact that masks have to be worn, it's I think this is all a reminder that this isn't going away. This isn't going away. Jane Donnelly, you think we should shut the pubs again, do you? Wow. Sue Wood, have a great day. I'm going to get on with my stuff I have to do. Go for it, Sue Wood. I love the way, Sue Wood, you always tell us when you're off. It's really nice. Vicky Kinsey, my daughter was invited to an 18th birthday last night, and even though she's 18, we said she couldn't go. There you go. Yeah, birthday parties. I've been summoned to take part in an antibody test, get the home sent kit sent, Steph, and then the results are 4 days afterwards. Virus not mutating quickly like the flu, already changed, but not enough to need different vaccines. Well, that's good, Ellen Jones, that is good. I do hope that this, presumably if they're worried that a second wave or a bigger wave or a later wave is going to impact on a different age group, presumably it's a more virulent, I think there are lots of, can you believe that the strapline from Game of Thrones is applicable to our lives? Winter is coming, and when people say it, there's a kind of, they dub it the November nightmare. That's mine and Nadia's birthday month, and suddenly November's got this sort of chill about it that's like, oh, I don't want to get to November. My 50th birthday is going to be shockingly shit, isn't it? Rachel says, I'm getting sick and tired of people saying young people to blame. I'm a young person, I've been extremely careful, idiots of all ages. Absolutely right, Rachel says. You're absolutely right. But what they are noticing is that the spread in America specifically is most virulent at the moment through young adults, because they can carry it and they cannot suffer from the current strain of the virus. So it's not about anyone's being irresponsible. It's just the fact that younger people are wanting to and are much more communal than people who are older, who are probably isolating, and people who are very young who are being protected. So I'm certainly not suggesting for a minute that young people are being irresponsible. I don't think so at all. In fact, all I'm seeing is great responsibility from all of the youngsters that we know. Frustrations, upset. Maddie's relationship with her boyfriend has been put under inordinate pressure in terms of the inability to be with him, sort of socialize with him and all that kind of stuff. So it's very tricky. It's very tricky. A final story, I've got to sum up by 10:15. Final story is the Ghislaine Maxwell story. This is a really significant development. Now, in the Ghislaine Maxwell story, they are talking about the fact that evidence is now going to be able to be submitted. I was worried it was all going to be a sort of tie-up and a sort of, neatly tied away jobby. But what has happened is that evidence and documentation from a previous civil case, I think from Epstein's Florida case, is now going to be admissible evidence, which means we are going to have sight and visibility on the flight logs and lots of other documentation surrounding the Ghislaine Maxwell's case. So we're going to see lots more details about what she got up to, lots more details about Epstein's life, a lot more details about those people associated with him, and a lot more sort of stuff about what was going on for her. So this is a really good development. And you're right, Gabrielle, it suggests to me that she can't get away with it. So yeah, who's going to be in her little black book of contacts? So yeah, no, that's something to look forward to. And I think I said earlier that the Johnny Depp story is going to be, I think they're going to they're going to be making their decisions in September time. So I think we talked about that yesterday too. So yeah, so I hope you all have a lovely day. I'm hoping that I might have the sort of trimmings of a vlog to go up later. I'm sort of sifting through the clips and bits and bobs, and if there is one, then we'll obviously pop that up. Oh, and the big news is, Karen R, you've just reminded me, have you thought about going to drive-in cinemas? Not really, because in London there isn't a vast amount of space to do drive-in cinemas, unfortunately. But our local cinema is opening tomorrow. They are taking bookings. The Empire Strikes Back is on tomorrow night. There's a film called Proxima that's on as well. So I'm already itching to go. But of course, if you go, wear a mask, socially distance, only go in your household, all that malarkey. But I am kind of excited about that. But I do worry about the news flow over the next couple of days. I do feel that let's all pull for each other. Let's keep looking at what's happening behind the headlines. I feel there's news coming, and I feel there's a reason for it. My argument is ban all foreign travel. I think that has to happen. It has to happen. It has to be a short, sharp hit, and people need to not get hysterical about it. It's just, we have to make some fundamental sacrifices, and we could then make the UK a sort of, the other thing is, on the other side of this crisis, we want people to not think of the UK as the place where the disease ran riot. We want people to think of the UK as a place that's possibly desirable to go to, because we have a really rigorous system of quarantine when you arrive and safety when you visit. That's my, I'm with the Guardian on that. Sorry, I really am. I think a short, sharp shot is what we need. All right, guys, lots of love. Have a lovely day. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, join. There's so much content on this channel, so much content. Join on the Emmys poll that I put up on the community tab. Just so much. Rich Kavanagh, we love you. I'm going to be Prime Minister. I'm going to apply. I'm going to stand as an independent. Lots of love, guys. And how do I stop this? I'm on this. I keep forgetting. I think I'm on my phone. And I'm working on trying to find time to do a surprise night shift, honestly. So bye.